Hi there. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step process of doing a data layer push of customer information like phone number and email, which might be required in cases where this information is not automatically available in the data layer. In most cases, this is automatically available in the data layer. For instance, if you are using websites like Shopify, this does get populated. But even in those cases, sometimes in Shopify websites, you'll see that the data layer does not actually contain the customer information. Even in the post checkout phase, like in the order confirmation page. So if that information is not available within the data layer, you will actually have to use Google Tag Manager to manually push the information into the data layer. Pushing the data into the data layer actually allows you to retrieve that information and then pass it through to the ads platforms like Google Ads and Facebook Ads as parameters added to the tags that have been set up for the conversion tracking. So that is the overall idea. And like I said in my LinkedIn post where I had announced the teaser that this is going to be coming, this is actually a fairly advanced use of Google Ads, Google Tag Manager, and honestly speaking, there is no set method. So you will have to understand the basics and apply the concepts yourself, depending on the merit of the case. So without further ado, let's just jump right in. So the first step here is actually a custom HTML tag, and this is not actually the first step, but this is kind of like the core step where we are trying to retrieve the customer information. I'm giving the example of only customer email here, and as you can see, what I've done is created the a sort of a function where this is actually going to replace the customer email with a customer email variable. So the variable name is customer email, but we already have a custom JavaScript variable that has been created, which I'll show in just a second. Once that variable has been created, we just push that variable and just call it customer underscore email. This particular variable is then going to be available as a parameter for the tags. So here you can actually populate a lot of other variables as well, and you can push each of them into the data layer. So the data layer dot push is the simple method that you can use, but it's important to actually wrap it within the script, the opening and the closing script tags, and the function here for the custom HTML. So that is the way this entire thing has been set up. And if I look at the triggering, you can see that the page path contains thank you is basically how the trigger has been created. So that is the overall concept for the custom HTML. And if I just show you how the custom JavaScript has been set up, so this is basically a custom JavaScript variable, and this custom JavaScript is what basically is doing the trick here. So you'll see that there's actually a particular variable that's been created. Again, if variable names are purely out of convention, you can name them anything. So there's a document.query selector. Uh, this basically is selecting all the queries that have this particular this particular definition. So if I actually jump into the view source page, the backend, we will see that this is where the email ID occurs. This is my email ID where I was testing it, and I'll see that the paragraph tag, the p tag here, actually has this definition here. The video. The video attribute essentially, and it has also got a directionality as left to right. Okay, so that basically gives you a direction as to how the text, the alignment of the text, whether it's going to go to left, from left to right, or from right to left. So this is how the email ID has been collected from here, and once that has been done, it has actually been selected in this custom JavaScript. And the way the query selector works, I'll actually show you from this particular example here from a website which teaches HTML. So the query selector basically is going to apply whatever method you do it, or it's actually going to select the very first element that you have chosen. So there might be multiple kinds of elements, right? So the paragraph tag here can occur multiple times within the HTML document. But once you are doing document.query selector and passing through the paragraph tag or the element, and then applying something which is in this case a very simple styling, custom styling of a background color of red. It's only going to apply this to the very first instance of that particular element within the HTML document. I hope that makes sense. So that's how this has been done, and then you just return it, and then you say that okay, if it exists, and if it doesn't exist, then if you just return empty, an empty parameter. So that is essentially how it is working, and as you can see that it has been used in a couple of tags. One is the push customer HTML, which is a customer email, which was actually the custom HTML rather that I just showed you. It has also already been used by me in a user provided data tag, or rather user provided data variable within a Google Ads and a Facebook Ads conversion tracking tag. So these have been used already within the user provided data. So if I just jump now into the actual thank you page preview in the debug mode, you'll see that in the data layer, the email ID has actually been passed through successfully. And if I've already showed you the source code of the thank you page, and you'll see that the information around the first name, there you go. This is where you will find the address, and you will also find other details that are available to be scraped and sort of passed on to the data layer. So this is how the information actually appears in the order details page, and this is where from you can actually extract the information directly from within the HTML part of the website, save it into a custom JavaScript variable, and then make it and then push it into the data layer, which in turn will then be available for usage in the conversion tracking tags. So that is the overall idea. I hope this made sense. This was a quick video, but I just showed you the basic process of it. Like I said, this will vary from case to case. In this case, it has been document.query selector, but there are just so many ways of selecting different elements within the HTML tag. It can be by class name, it can be by class ID, it can be by ID, it can be by only name. So there are multiple ways of looking at the way of extracting information, and that is where you will have to be a little bit innovative, and in some cases also you will have to apply certain trial and error cases. So for instance, when you are pushing this data here using the custom HTML tag, you might also have to check if the customer email variable actually contains a value. So you can see that this has actually been done, right? If it is empty, then you can actually leave the entire thing and the push won't happen. So there are multiple checks and balances that you have to do, otherwise you can actually break the code of the website. So you have to be very careful while applying these concepts. So that is basically the code. You can use the concept. Like I said, this is not going to work in your case exactly, because you will have to figure out from the back end where exactly the code is occurring. Different websites will have it in different ways. I have, for instance, used it in multiple ways, in not just for extracting the customer information, but other information like even item name, item price. Even those information at times were not available in some custom coded websites, and those have to be done using concepts of HTML and JavaScript. So hope this was useful. This was a quick tutorial, and you cannot use any kind of existing or pre-built templates for this purpose. You will have to resort to the manual usage of the concepts. So if you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And if you like the video, do like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.